Greetings. I wanted to get into our beautiful princess, Whitney Houston, aka The Voice. They called her The Voice. And this is Whitney Houston back in the 80s, circa 84, 86. This is how I like to remember Whitney Houston. She was beautiful. She was a beautiful bird. Such a small frame little lady, but she had the biggest voice you can imagine. And she was just spectacular. She was phenomenal. The world hadn't seen anything like it. So I'm going to go into Whitney Houston's algorithm. So if you want to know whether or not she died of natural causes or she just drowned, or whether or not she was sacrificed, the number is 100%. Let you know it's 100% a sacrifice. And like I keep trying to explain to you, they kill these energies to steal their energies and use them for their own purposes. And if you've been familiar and following my content, like I was telling you, in this system, this thing likes to kill the first one that does it. The first one that does something spectacular, they like to kill it, and typically 13 years after their spectacular feat. But Whitney Houston was an amazing energy. She's an amazing character. And because her algorithm was tricky, because what I found is that people who have a whole bunch of amazing feats are hard to pin down their algorithm. For example, Michael Jackson was hard and R. Kelly was hard. Whether you like these artists or not, but you go back into their catalog and you're going to find that they've had amazing music for a very, very long time. Michael Jackson starting when he was 10 years old, and so they've been following him and they've been marking him throughout his history. And even if you're not an R. Kelly fan, when I started looking at R. Kelly's algorithm, I saw like, wait a minute, I forgot about how amazing his music was. I was in college in 1993. I did not graduate, by the way. In 1990, I didn't graduate. I don't have no degree. So, and I still have student loans, and I will not be paying them. So, if you want to send me a bill, good luck. But nonetheless, 1993, 12 Play came out, and 12 Play was absolutely amazing. And then I started going through his catalog again, trying to find the pattern on how they're getting these people. And so what I realized with artists like Whitney Houston, artists like Michael Jackson, artists like R. Kelly, artists like Kanye West, it's hard to pinpoint when they're going to sacrifice them, because when they have so many magnificent works and they're the first to do something, well, because you keep being the first, they have to keep moving that goalpost and changing your dates. However, remember, the number 62 specifically lets you know who's doing it and the reason for your sacrifice. So that's what helped me find Whitney Houston's. But they did the same thing to Whitney Houston that they did to Michael Jackson and R. Kelly. And I'll let you know Kanye's later. And if I have enough time, my kids give me a little bit of free time, I'm going to go through Tyree Nichols as well, because Basquiat has it in his artwork. But let's get back to Whitney Houston, this beautiful bird. And I like to ask everyone out there to please give Bobby Brown a little more respect and talk about his wife with more dignity and class. And please understand that that was his wife. He loved his wife. And please respect that a man lost his partner and he's heartbroken over that. So please don't talk about that man in a derogatory way towards his wife, because what him and his wife had was theirs, not yours or ours. It was theirs. So let's jump right into it. Whitney Houston. Remember I was telling you how all of the news media, all of the newspapers, whether it's a USA Today, New York Times, or a Telegraph in London, or an Examiner in London, or the Inquirer, all of them, or even your little neighborhood local penny saver, they're all participating and they know the codes and when a person is going to be killed. They numerically number how these people are going to get killed. And if you don't know what the number system means, then You're just looking through them and thinking nothing of them. Well, I like to use Wikipedia because Wikipedia is pretty much the most wide open. And let's take a look at Wikipedia. Remember, I was telling you, number 13 always means death. And the number 62 tells you why they were killed. So, I'm going to jump down to the number 62. Let's find the number 62 and we'll jump right into it and find out why she was sacrificed. She didn't die of natural causes. She was sacrificed, and the people who created the sacrifice stole all of that energy. They're killing these people. This is real. They're really killing people and stealing their energy, man. And if they don't kill them, they destroy them, like Bill Cosby. They destroyed that man. But so the easiest thing to do, you see these numbers, see 44, 38, 45. These numbers mean something. I can't tell you what all of them mean because I don't have the time to go through them all right now because of my circumstances. But let me jump right to number 62. And boom, here's the number 62. So if you want to know why Whitney Houston was killed, you click on the number 62. And what do you have? Number 62. Article written in 2007. And we click on it and it says 25 memorable years of music moments. USA Today. Edna Gunderson and the USA Today are aware and knew when she was going to die. They are all involved. All of the systems use these numerical codes when they kill somebody. So, what did Whitney Houston do first? Let's get this screen a little bigger. It says 25 years of memorable music moments. Look who's on the list. Let's see what we got here. Is that Mick Jagger? I don't know. Michael Jackson? That's weird. Kurt Cobain? That's weird. Are these two people alive? They're not? Coincidences. And say, garbage. Oh, Whitney Houston. So what did Whitney Houston do to get her put on the list to get sacrificed? She became the first artist to score 7 consecutive #1 hits, beating records of 6 held by the Beatles and the Bee Gees. She was the first and still is the only person with 7 consecutive #1 hits. Okay? So that's the reason why they sacrificed this beautiful woman. Now, like I said, because she has so many different bodies of works, it was hard to pinpoint the 13 pattern on how they were going to sacrifice her. But when they sacrifice you after 13 years after April 1st. But what I also found out about this cowardice system that we live under, that's very, very demonic, and I mean this system, I mean your universities, I mean your churches, I mean your institutions are all involved in it. They're all working for the devil. But you'll find out on your own, every institution that you think is good is literally controlled by the devil 100%. Be it your universities, your schools, your hospital are under 100% control of the devil. But hey, don't believe me because I'm Mr. Crazy Guy. So, but by having so many amazing works, they have to find a first of something that she did. And what I've also found is that when you're at your height of popularity, the system is afraid to touch you because too many eyeballs are on you. So what they do, if they don't get you in the first 13 years after you did your amazing feat, they get you in the second 13 years. And what I found is that they tried to get Michael Jackson 13 years after his amazing feat, but he did something to stop the sacrifice at that particular time. They also did the exact same thing to R. Kelly 13 years after his feat, but he did something the exact same time to stop the sacrifice. And it was the exact same thing Whitney Houston did to stop her sacrifice. So, when did they set her up for her murder? They needed a pattern to set her up, a 13-year pattern. And what I found was, bam, her world tours. Whitney Houston did her first world tour in 1986. And I don't mean regular tour or movie tour. I mean music world tour. The Greatest Love World Tour. Her first world tour was in 1986. You can also find that she did another world tour in 1999, because had she been a faded character, a fallen star with no popularity, she was set to be killed in 1999. However, because she has so many great works out there, but more importantly, she went on tour in 1999, so she didn't get sacrificed that year. You're going to find that 13 years after 1999 is what? You're going to see that 13 years after 1999, Whitney Houston is 2012. And she didn't tour in 2012. She died in 2012. So I want you to understand that this system, once you attach yourself to it, it keeps coming after you and it doesn't stop. But they have rules. And when they have to kill you, they have to kill you or try to kill you in 13-year increments. And if they don't kill you, they facilitate things to make you kill yourself, i.e., I've been poisoned by fentanyl 3 separate times. I got poisoned in London with fentanyl. So, listen, if they can't kill you on the 13th year, they facilitate things to make you do it to yourself. So, Whitney Houston was marked with the number 62 for being the first artist to score 7 consecutive #1 hits, the first and still the only, and they used the 13-year pattern with her tour dates in the greatest love alive tour. I'm sorry, the greatest love tour 1986. You're going to find 26 years later, 2 cycles of the number 13. They killed that girl. She was sacrificed. I wish somebody would look into it. And if you want to know who sacrificed her, you need only look to who benefited from her sacrifice. Can you dig it?